पहले आभास आपसे शुरू करते हैं, थोड़ी सी सेटिंग करेंगे, बैकग्राउंड सेट करेंगे इजराइल के ऊपर. ये फ्रॉम द रिवर टू द सी, Israel or Palestine will be free. मतलब it should be a Palestinian land occupied by Jews. ये पूरा narrative है. इस पे कुछ बताइए. The history of how is this Israeli land?
It certainly is the land of Israel. This is my opinion. And this opinion has come after a fair amount of reading about the subject. जैसे जितने भी ओपिनियन आपके स्टूडेंट लाइफ में जनरेट होते हैं, आपके पास भी बहुत सारे ओपिनियन होंगे एंड बहुत सारे थॉट्स जो बाहर से आते हैं. आप जर्नलिस्ट को सुनते होंगे, आप अलग ओपिनियन मेकर्स को सुनते होंगे, अलग कमेंटेटर्स को सुनते होंगे. लेकिन जितने भी कमेंटेटर्स होते हैं, ओपिनियन मेकर्स होते हैं, दे हैव सर्टन बायस बिकॉज ऑफ द organizational affiliations. At times it is because of the place where they have grown, and that also create some biases. But the moment we start looking into the facts always lies in the primary sources. And primary sources का मतलब ये होता है, ये वो sources हैं जो उस certain period में, यानी कि contemporary period में, जैसे हम लोगों के बीच में जो वार्तालाप हो रहा है अभी, उसके बारे में आपने कुछ रिकॉर्ड किया, so that will be the contemporary primary source. सो अगर हमको इज़राइल को समझना है या पैलेस्टाइन की इशू को समझना है, तो इसको मैं ब्रॉडली अगर एक्सप्लेन करना चाहूँ, तो पहला पॉइंट ये होगा कि जो हिस्ट्री ऑफ जुडाइज़म है, दैट इटसेल्फ गोज अर्लियर देन 2000 years. हिस्ट्री ऑफ इस्लाम by the conservative thought, though I have a very different opinion about the dating and when it emerged. I will not get into it today.
Accepted 1400 साल.
1400 साल है. तो पहले मैथमेटिकल इक्वेशंस या फिर मैथमेटिकल कोरिलरी से इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर दैट पहले वहाँ पे ज्यूज का ही एग्जिस्टेंस था.
ठीक है.
नाउ लेट्स लुक इनटू द फैक्ट्स ऑफ इट.
और ये कैसे पता हमारे को, क्योंकि एक्सकवेशंस की बहुत बात आती है दैट वेयरएवर यू डिग इन द लैंड ऑफ इजराइल और पैलेस्टाइन, सारी जो एक्सकवेशंस हैं पॉइंट टू जुडाइस्ट ऑक्यूपेशन और सेटलमेंट्स ऑफ दैट लैंड.
सो ये सेटलमेंट एंड ऑक्यूपेशन एंड कॉलोनाइजेशन भी जो टर्म है वो बहुत यूज होता है. दैट ये बोला जाता है कि ज्यूज ने कॉलोनाइज किया लैंड को. So I will not refrain from using that word as well. But when we start looking at history, जितना recorded history या इतिहास हमारे पास है, तो एक मैं आपको एक छोटा सा premise दे देता हूँ कि मेरा एक ये मानना है कि, and I will try to link it even to the Aryan invasion because that's very important, or rather out of India theory. So हुआ है ये था कि 10 राजन युद्ध होता है, and that is also called Battle of 10 Kings, and the losing tribes, they migrate out of India.
Yes.
And this has been very well established by a very scholarly work of Srijan Technologies, which remains unchallenged. No one has been able to give a rebuttal to it. And the people who migrated, some of them became the Persians, जो कि Parsu tribe कहलाते थे. Some of
Zoroastrians.
Yes. So, and the rift which happened among the 10 kings, जो राजा सुदास से जो बैटल हो रहा है, that also is on a religious line, whether it's gonna be not monotheistic but monalistic kind of a setup, or it's gonna be a polytheistic system. There is an ideological difference based on the religious line. Okay. And on that difference this battle happens, and then in Persia a religion is created which is Zoroastrianism. Now this monotheistic idea to some extent has got the birth, and it has got a lot of influence, and the place which we are talking about, jo Israel, which is a place of our interest, it is known as Canaan in that period, the land of Canaan.
Wow, it was recognized. This is in the Vedas.
No, this is
referenced where?
So this is referenced in the ancient text of the Jews, and also
Jews. Okay.
And also the Zoroastrians talk about it, the land of Canaan. It's recorded.
Okay.
So the record of land of Canaan goes back to say some 2000 years. It's not so recent. What's very interesting is that land of Canaan is occupied by the people who are worshipping multiple gods.
Okay.
So then for the first time, the idea of a religion is established, and that idea of religion is about worshipping many gods, of which Yahweh is one of the primary god. Still, Yahweh has not become the distinct god.
Okay.
Then the idea of Yahwehism comes in before Judaism. Yahwehism, after Yahwehism, then we see the emergence of Judaism. That is where the religion of the Jews emerges. And that's where these people first start settling into small villages in the region of Canaan, which is the what we know as Israel today. And each and every village has got a population of some 400 people. So there is multiple settlement. And by the end of Iron Age 2, we see emergence of a very strange kind of people, and we see the term Philistine come into place. Philistine comes into place as a word in around 1200 BC. Who are the Philistines? Philistines are the sea people.
Sea people.
Sea people who come from sea, who have perhaps come from Greece or somewhere around that. That's what they.
This is the etymology of the term.
No one has been able to crack it that way.
Okay.
But it is said that Philistines were probably the people who were the people of sea.
Okay.
As per the historical record, because history is certainly dependent on certain sources. If we don't have a source, we'll not talk about it. But this source which says that these Philistines are the people who are the sea people. And they come in, and Egypt, the king of Egypt has got a battle against the Philistines.
Okay.
It's happening around 12th century. And it is said that between 12th to 9th century BC, the whole land is devastated. So they are causing a lot of chaos. They are causing a lot of destruction. So they are people of destruction. They are destroying the places. So the first time we hear about the Philistines as the people who destroyed. That's the definition of them.
Okay.
Yeah. As the time progresses, now Israelis have begun to recognize themselves as a society which will not marry outside.
Okay.
The concept of marrying within the same clan, as in they are not going to marry outside their own organized religious system or religious order, is very well established. And by around 1000 BCE, we see the emergence of the kingdom of Israel. And the kingdom of Judah also comes in around 900 or 850 BC. So these kingdoms have emerged. We are still around, say, 800 this side plus 600, 1400 years away from the emergence of Islam. So
Okay.
the claim which is made by the Arabs or the Palestinian falls flat in the face, because there was no idea of
Islam existing at all
and
until about 1400 years, when the Judahs were firmly established in the land.
yes. And then they saw the invasions of Assyrians, they saw the invasions of Babylonians, and these are the people who are giving the fight against them. They are fighting them very hard. And the kingdoms of Israel is thriving.
To protect their land.
Yes.
Basically not be routed from their own land.
Yes.
Okay.
So they have this sense of fighting for the land. They have this sense of preserving their land. They have this sense of not letting this land fall in the hands of any of the invader, whether it's Assyrian, Babylonian, or anyone. And it's happening continually. And what's very interesting is that, jumping further very fast forward to the era of Islam, where one of the most important structure of Islam exists. This is the place where the instance of Miraj happens. Miraj is the situation where the Prophet Muhammad flew on the horse and went to the seventh heaven, and finally he brought the 5 prayers. So it becomes a very important destination for the Muslims. What is a point to be noted, that the Jews were also contributing in the construction of a place there, and that place was built over the second temple. This is built on a Temple Mount.
Okay.
So it also gives you an idea that probably the initial idea of Islam was not very much Islam, and it was kind of the Jews were looking that their temple is again gonna re-emerge or something like that, and these are asserted. So that's the reason why perhaps they never registered them that strongly when
As much.
Abdul Malik was building the structure.